your screen, turn on your phone, turn on your laptop. We watching Blessed Roll, Blessed Roll.
Welcome to Blessed Roll Cooks. Today we are going to be making delicious chili two ways. This is the first chili that I'm going to be making today. This chili is quick, easy, it tastes good. You can have chili on the table in under 30 minutes. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this chili. I am going to be using the McCormick Original Chili Seasoning Pack. I'm going to be using some petite diced tomatoes, some kidney beans. I have the light red ones. I'm going to be using some Lawry's seasoning salt, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. This chili is really good. We've been making it for over 20 years. It's quick, easy, and it tastes good. You can't beat that. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to brown 1 pound of ground beef. To this ground beef, I'm adding some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some Lawry's seasoned salt. I'm going to cook this on medium high until my meat is brown, and then I'm going to drain the grease. Now that my meat is brown, I'm going to go ahead and add in my light red kidney beans. I'm going to add in my petite diced tomatoes, and I'm going to add in my 1 pack of my McCormick chili seasoning mix. I am following the directions on the back of the packet of chili. However, I have added in the past an additional can of tomatoes. If you don't want the chili as thick, you can add an additional can of tomatoes, and you can also add a can of Rotel tomatoes if you want to make it a little more spicy. Now I'm just mixing everything together, and then I'm going to put a lid on, and I'm going to let it simmer for at least 15 minutes. This is how my chili looked after it had finished cooking. As you can see, it is a thick, hearty chili. It is very good. And like I said, if you don't want it this thick, you can add more tomatoes. You can also add some tomato sauce or tomato paste to it if you prefer. But this chili is really good. We love it. Look at how delicious this bowl of chili looks. This chili is really good. We like to eat our chili with Doritos. You can eat it with cornbread. You can eat it on top of some rice, some pasta, whatever you prefer. This next recipe is my homemade chili recipe. So if you're in the mood for some delicious chili and you don't want to use the prepackaged chili seasoning mix, try this delicious recipe. These are the ingredients that you will need to make my homemade chili. 1 can of light red kidney beans, 1 can of pinto beans. You're going to need 1 can of Rotel tomatoes, 1 can of petite diced tomatoes, some onion powder, some garlic powder, some smoked paprika, some ground cumin, some chili powder, some seasoned salt, a bell pepper, and an onion. You will also need some powdered beef bouillon or some beef bouillon cubes. Let's get started making this delicious chili. I have my ground beef in the pot, and here you see me adding my seasonings to my ground beef. And next I'm going to add my onions and my bell pepper in, and I'm going to go ahead and let the meat brown. I diced my onions and bell pepper. You can cut yours as small as you want, and you can leave them as big as you want. It depends on what you prefer. Now I'm just mixing all of the seasonings in, the onions and bell peppers, everything, all the ground beef together, and I'm going to let it brown, and then I will be back. Now that my ground beef has finished browning, I'm going to go ahead and add in my canned goods. I have not drained any of these. I'm adding in my light red kidney beans and my pinto beans, my petite diced tomatoes and my Rotel tomatoes. You can use all kidney beans, black beans, all pinto beans, whatever kind of beans you like. They go good in this. I really love pinto beans. They are my favorite. And I like the kidney beans with my chili. So that is why I use pinto beans and chili beans. Now I am just mixing everything up again, and I'm going to put a lid on this pot and let this simmer, and then I'll be back. But before I go, look at this beautiful pot. Look at all of these delicious looking flavors. They come together, and this chili is so good. You will really enjoy it. This is how the chili looks after cooking for 30 minutes. I am now going to plate it up. I'm back. So this is my chili that I plated up for myself. It was so delicious. Give it a try. I'm sure you would love it if you want some homemade chili. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a blessed and beautiful day. And remember to put God first in everything that you do.
Turn on your phone, turn on your laptop. We watching Bless Roll, Bless Roll Show.